Welcome to Culture Screen, where we analyze culture through countdown. Before we begin, subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every week. Once you have clicked on the subscribe button, click on the bell icon to be notified of our latest videos. Are you searching for the best Nintendo 64 games to have ever come out? Well, you're in luck. These are the top 10 Nintendo 64 games. Number 10. Mario Tennis. Mario Tennis was developed by Camelot Software Planning and published by Nintendo for their Nintendo 64 in the summer of 2000. It is the second game to be titled Mario Tennis after the Virtual Boy release 5 years earlier of the same name in 1995. In this game, we are introduced to Luigi's evil counterpart, Waluigi. We also are introduced to Princess Daisy and Birdo once again. Mario Tennis was released for the Nintendo 3DS in 2012 once again, and yet again recently as Mario Tennis Aces for the Nintendo Switch in 2018. Number 9. Doom 64. Doom 64, developed and published by Midway Games, was released on March 31st, 1997. It is a first-person shooter and a sequel to Doom 2. In Doom 64, the player advances through 32 levels, fighting demons in order to exit while surviving the ambushes and traps along the way. The weapons from Doom 2 were used and redrawn with improved sprites and effects. Chainsaws, gloves, brass knuckles, and guns have been added to provide the player with enhanced realistic experiences. Number 8. Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2, developed and published by Capcom and released on PlayStation in 1998. You start off as Leon Kennedy or Claire Redfield. Raccoon City's citizens have transformed into zombies after a biological attack. The attack takes place 2 months after the events of Resident Evil 1. What makes Resident Evil 2 different from 1 are its multiple storyline pathways where each player has their unique storylines. It sold over 5 million copies on the PlayStation alone. It was eventually ported to Windows, Nintendo 64, Dreamcast, and GameCube. A remake of Resident Evil 2 was also released for the PlayStation 4, Windows, and Xbox One in 2019. Number 7. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 is a skateboarding game of the Tony Hawk series, developed by Neversoft and published by Activision in 2001. In 2002, it was published on the Nintendo 64. The game added hidden combos and variations onto standard tricks. Pro Skater 3 also allowed players to combine their tricks to score additional combos. The game was so widely well received that it competed with Grand Theft Auto 3 as one of the highest rated games of 2001. Number 6. Mario Kart 64. Mario Kart 64, developed and published by Nintendo for the Nintendo 64, is the successor to the Super Nintendo's Super Mario Kart and the second game in the Mario Kart series. Released in Japan on December 14, 1996, and in North America as well as Europe in 1997. Mario Kart 64 is a racing game in which the players control one of 8 selectable characters of the Nintendo universe. The characters and racetracks vary in theme and difficulty. During a race, players obtain random items from prize boxes placed along the track. These items can then be used to impede the others from winning first place and helping you win the race. Number 5. GoldenEye 007. GoldenEye was developed by Rare and released on August 1997. It is based on the 1995 James Bond film titled GoldenEye. The game features a single-player campaign where you are James Bond as he fights to prevent a criminal organization from using a weapon against London in hopes of causing a global financial meltdown. The game includes a popular multiplayer mode in which up to 4 players can compete in various types of matches. GoldenEye 007 set the tone for home consoles as the new home of first-person shooters. The spiritual successor to GoldenEye 007 was released in 2000, titled Perfect Dark. In 2010, the game was re-released as GoldenEye 007 Reloaded. Number 4. Super Smash Bros. Super Smash Bros., released in Japan as Nintendo All-Star, is the first game of the Super Smash Bros. Series. Super Smash Bros. Received great reviews for its multiplayer mode and critiques for its single-player mode. The game has also sold over 5 million units worldwide. It is the 5th best-selling Nintendo 64 game of all time. Recently, Nintendo released an Ultimate Edition for the Nintendo Switch. This edition contains over 70 characters and over 100 stages to choose from. Number 3. WWF No Mercy. No Mercy was released in 2000 by THQ. It is the last in a series of Nintendo 64 wrestling games from the companies that started with WCW vs NWO World Tour. In No Mercy, players can hit and grapple each other by combining a button with a directional pad direction. By successfully executing strikes and grappling maneuvers, that builds your attitude meter. Once your attitude meter has reached red hot, it will trigger you to perform your wrestler's finishing move and thus ending the match. No Mercy made numerous improvements over its predecessor, WWF WrestleMania 2000. No Mercy offered improved graphics, a new championship mode, and an improved Create a Wrestler mode. WWF No Mercy was well received by critics and became one of the best-selling titles for the Nintendo 64. Number 2. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time was developed and published by Nintendo for the Nintendo 64, released in Japan and North America on November 1998. This is the 5th game of the Zelda series and the first to have 3D graphics. In Japan, more than 820,000 copies were sold in 1998. Over its lifespan, Ocarina of Time has sold over 7 million copies worldwide. Number 1. Super Mario 64. Super Mario 64 was developed and published by Nintendo and was the first of the Super Mario series to feature 3-dimensional gameplay. You start off as Mario, rescuing Princess Peach from Bowser by searching throughout her castle. In Mario 64, you explore vast worlds that require you to complete various missions, as well as linear obstacle courses like in old-school Mario games. While doing so, it still preserves many gameplay elements and characters of earlier Mario games, and the same visual style as before. To this day, what did you think about this top 10 video? Let us know in the comments section below. Also, check out our other video countdowns. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every week. Once you have clicked on the subscribe button, click on the bell icon to be notified of our latest videos.